My name is Ahmed Bircis Aydın. I am electric and electronical engineering student in Bilkent University. This is my Physics 101 project. My project is that whether the spring constant affects the harmonic motion of the spring. My theory is that while spring constant is increasing, period of harmonic motion is decreasing. This theory, I take this theory from the Hooke's law. But Hooke's law works only if there is no change in length of spring after and before the process. So there should be no change after and before the process. So I use 0.1 kilogram of mass plus 1.5 Newton to start the harmonic motion. But as I said before, these two quantities should not make any change in length. So I should test them. However, we don't live in ideal world, so there can be a worse case. Although the mass multiplied by gravitational acceleration plus 1.5 Newton give me that 2.48 Newton, I should use little bit bigger force than that to see there is no change, because I said before there could be a worse case. So I decided to test my springs with 4 Newton because of the fact that 4 Newton is bigger than 2.48 Newton. I hope that if there is no change in 4 Newton, then there is no change in my experiment in terms of length of spring. However, I cannot use dynamometer to start harmonic motion because it is very hard for me. So I use my hand. But I know the Hooke's law. So if I can see the length, so I can estimate or calculate how much force I exert on my spring. So I used my hand to start harmonic motion, but I tested my springs with 4 Newton with a dynamometer. But I said before, I start to harmonic motion with my hand, which I estimated I exerted 1.5 Newton. When I see my test results, I notice that there's a difference between experimental and theoretical periods are different. There's several reasons why they are different. First, when I tested whether my mass and force is appropriate for my experiment, I give a little damage to to my springs unintentionally. Secondly, there is air resistance, but I neglect the air resistance. This is also why there's a difference between experimental and theoretical period. And also, thirdly, I used my hand to start the harmonic motion, and I tried to don't exert any upward force. I actually exerted upward force unintentionally. That's also why period is a little bit different.